Hi everyone, welcome to the very last video in this short series from Lost Ocean. In the first video we did blue, then the second, third, fourth and fifth. So we had quite short videos of all of these fish, and these shape fish are all around here. So this one is this one, that one is that one, etc. So eventually I'm going to copy them round and make the circle repeat with its colour. So that's how I'm going to finish that bit, but we've still got this bit in the centre here with the name, so I'm going to do that. So I'm going to come in a little bit closer now. It's very fine detailing on this word. Now I can't, it's coming, oh no, now we've cut a bit off. There we go. Now there are some plants, and there is a fish, and there are flowers and different bits and pieces and shells and things. And so it's a little tricky. What I thought I would like to do is to take all the main colours from our fish, which now you can't see. So we've got blue, green, pink, purple and orange, and make sure I include them in here. So I'm going to take the colour, probably the green is going to be easy. Really everything that's left once we've done a few of the details. So I'm going to start with the orange. I'm going to use my number 24 and I'm going to do the fish. Now the fish is here and here, I think. Yeah, they're very small, so I'm just going to block them in. I'm actually not going to do anything fancy whatsoever. As I say, they're so small. So there's that fish, and here's this fish here. I just feel that by making sure we use all the colours that we've used in our fish on the outside, it will just tie it all together really. Now we have shells. We have 3 shells. I'm going to do those in pink. Yes. Oh, I've just spotted another fish. Got another fish there. Let's just do that quickly. I'm just wondering whether pink is the right colour for the shells, but I think it is. I think that's a fin on that fish. Yeah. I'm going to use the number 20, which is a slightly lighter pink, and do all the shells. There's one here. Now you could do some shading on these if you want to. This shell is a little bit bigger, so there is space to sort of go darker or lighter. But actually, because I'm not doing it on the other items, I think it might look a little odd. So, oh, my stomach. So I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to do it like that. Now, we've got some rocks and we've got the plants, flowers. I think I'm going to try and find the flowers and do them in purple. I'm going to use the lighter purple, the number 62. And I'm going to try and identify flowers. Trying to identify them away from grass is tricky. There's one there, I think. Like that. I don't think there are many. This bit looks like a flower, but I can't tell really whether it should be rock. It just looks like a flower to me. And that bit looks floral to me. Gosh, the sun is bright in my eye. It's reflecting off the desk. Okay, there's our purple. Now we need our blue. I'm going to use number 3, and I'm going to do all the stones. There are stones in various places. Again, I'm just blocking it in. Some up here. And they could also pass for bubbles. And it doesn't matter because they're blue. It sort of works. Oh, see, we've got a few up here. Or it could be coral. You know, I'm never quite sure with Johanna's pictures. You think, that's really pretty, but what is it? But it's fine. It forces us to use our imagination, doesn't it? That's all green. It's all plant. I'm going to do the plants all green. I'm not going to vary the colour, so it will look a lot of green and a lot of the same green, but because I'm not varying these colours, I think it would look a little odd if I varied the green. So I'm going to keep it the same. I think that's it, but I can always go back. I think I'm going to use, oops, this green. Did I even use that green? Let me just double check. 52, yes, I've got it written down. I used 52. So I'm just going to go through all the leaves. So it's really very simple. Now, background on this, there are various options you could pick. You could fill in inside the circle. You could fill the outside of, the outside of the circle. You could do none. I am thinking which of those options I'm going to take. Now, using a soft pastel would be easier. It would look very similar to this background over here though. But there's nothing wrong with that. I like that background. So that is an option that I'm considering. Or I might just do around the outside of the circle and leave the inside white. Or I might not do a background at all. There's lots of options really for us, isn't there, which is quite makes it fun. I think because we're using quite bright colours, it might not need one. And also, if you do a background, what do you choose? If you do blue, our blue fish might get lost in the background, you know, so that might be better not to have one at all. So that might be the way, that's sort of the way my mind's going. I mean, I know backgrounds can be a bit daunting and scary anyway, so thinking let's just not bother can be quite a nice option. Because there's always, I always worry that I'm going to ruin the picture with the background. And even after all the pictures that I've coloured, it's still something that I think about. So, you know, it's not something, so if it's something that you worry about as well, don't worry, it isn't you, it's common, but you just have to have a bit of confidence sometimes and go for it, or else if you don't ever do any, you'll never practice them and you'll never, you know, get better, because obviously we all have to practice to improve, all of us, whatever stage we're at in our colouring. So there's that. But one way, a big tip I would give you with backgrounds, I've probably given you this before, is if you're really worried that you're going to spoil the colouring you've already done, then next time do your background first. Then you've got nothing to ruin. You've got a blank page, of clean slate as it were. And I know a lot of people think the artwork is so pretty in my book, I don't want to spoil it. It's fine, but the book is here to be coloured. If you bought it to look at and not colour, then yeah, look at it and don't colour it. If you bought it to colour, then colour it. You know, that's what it's for. And you can always buy another one, is what my husband always says. I know they're not cheap, and it isn't, you know, some people have to save very hard for their art materials. I totally realise that. I'm very lucky that I get sent things and my husband spoils me. But you know, just do bear in mind that all of these books are still in print, all of Johanna's books, so there are copies available. And I even know that some people buy them second hand. People sell them on eBay, I think, but you do have to watch out because sometimes some of the pages are coloured. I have had people saying, you know, they bought a book and it didn't say the pages were coloured, and they were, so they were disappointed. But just check with the seller, ask them if any of the pages are coloured, and maybe if just one is coloured and it's not a page you wanted to do, or it's just a little bit that you could work with, then maybe that's okay. It really depends how much money you're going to save. So it's just worth thinking about, really. And it isn't, it's in the UK we have quite strict copyright rules. You can't photocopy pages out of books and colour them really. You're supposed to just do it once and buy a new copy if you want another page. But you can buy a second-hand book, that's okay. You can resell it, but you can't sort of, if you've coloured a book, you can't really sell it as a piece of artwork because you don't own the copyright. You know, the artist Johanna owns the copyright, so any colouring that you do isn't really yours to sell, as it were. But it's for you to frame. You can give it away, but not sell. There we go. I think we are done with that. Let's have a little look. Yeah. So let's go outwards, zoom outwards, and have a look. Obviously, I haven't finished all the fish yet. Oh, and the sun is here. Let's just go down a bit so you can. Sorry, I didn't shut the blind too far. Oh, it's going in. Good. I didn't shut the blind too far because I wanted some light on my desk so I could see. So I'm going to finish these, but actually I'm not going to do a background. I quite like how, let's just sweep that away. I quite like how they stand out on the creamy paper. So I am going to leave it like that. I will finish it and share a finished page with you. It might be at the end of this video, but it's probably, to be honest, more likely not to be, and to be on my Facebook page. I try to remember to put everything on Facebook onto Instagram for those of you who don't have Facebook, and onto Pinterest. I don't always remember. So if you haven't seen a finished version of this page and you don't have Facebook, put in the comments, if you want to see a finished version, in the comments ask me, is there a finished version of this anywhere, and I will then remember to post it and put it somewhere for you to see. Pinterest, you don't have to have an account to look, so that's probably a good place for me to send you if I remember. So as I say, remind me. And that's the case with any video, with any finished picture. If you haven't seen it, I'm sorry about the sun, if you haven't seen it, then just give me a nudge and it'll remind me to pop it on somewhere and let you know where to find it. So anyway, I've talked for long enough. That's the end of that little series. I've done that all in a morning, which is quite fun for you, but obviously there's a lot of work to do still on colouring the other 3 fish of each colour, which I shall get round to at some point. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the little series. I just thought it'd be fun to go into Lost Ocean. We haven't used it for ages. I have got an idea for my next one, but I'm not going to tell you about it. You will have to wait and tune in tomorrow and find out. So thank you so much for watching. I do hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and happy colouring.